The AfterLife SMP is falling into madness with weird laws and silly currency scams. Someone needs to do something about this. But before we can activate any of our secret plans, we need funding. And the best way I can think of getting funding is a guardian farm. But it is absolutely important that we completely automate it, because once we activate our secret plans, there's no going back. This farm is running beautifully, and as you can see, we have so many chests loaded with so many things. But I still need to go through each individual chest and grab the items and then craft them and then put them in a shop, which I don't have yet. I don't have a shop. But that's not a problem right now. What we need to figure out is how to actually automate this whole thing. But there is an additional little issue. You see these red things? I don't have too much of that. So I think the first thing we need to do is put together a box that has a lot of redstone things and components inside of it. Then from there on it would be easy to just do whatever we want in the world of redstone. For step 1 we can fly over to my storage room and just do a little bit of a stock take. We just need to see how much redstone we have before we can kind of decide, do we go mining or can we just get to crafting the components? Now in my redstone box, what do I got? Oh, this might be good. Next question. How much quartz do I have? Because that can make or break it. That might not be enough. But we'll give it a go. From there we need cobblestone, which I don't think I have a lot, but that I can convert. We got a lot of stone to convert. That is good. We got a lot of wood for sticks. We should be good to go. The one thing is bows and arrows. Might be a catch. Do I have a lot of string? I have a spider farm in case I don't have a lot of string. Can check out the skelly farm. Does anyone even still use the skelly farm over here at spawn? I'm not too sure. Oh, good landing. Oh, wrong side. One of my early masterpieces. Hey, nice. Okay, cool. I did not realize that I need to repair the bows, so this will probably make like 5 dispensers or something. Did not realize it would be a pain like that. But yesterday I did a little bit of a stream to get the redstone things together, and as you can see we made a list of all the redstone components that exist. There might be 1 or 2 missing things, I'm not too sure, but the grayed out ones we already made, and then I ran out of redstone. But luckily for us, the grayed out ones is all we need to go on today's mission, so we are sorted. Here are my redstone boxes. As you can see, I made enough of most things. Most things.
Now and see now. All this configuration menu.
I see you, Uni. I've never worked with a crafter before, so we're gonna figure it out together. I just need to quickly grab some supplies, and I think I'll start it off easy. We will just grab a bunch of prismarine, the shards. We'll just fill this dude with the shards and then use that as the sample or the guinea pig for me to figure out how to do this. Okay, let me start by taking out one of the crafters. We'll place that down right there, and let me look at this interface. Okay, that's how it looks. So I'm guessing if I grab some of this, what is the actual recipe? Is it like that? There we go. Let's make normal prismarine. So if I just sample you like this, that will give us prismarine. So now, if I'm correct, all I need to do, is there a front and a back to this machine? That's probably the front. So I just need to feed prismarine into this, and it should craft it. It probably needs an output. Why is it? Did I need to lock it up? So that will be output. Okay, that's good. So it definitely needs a hopper, probably at the bottom. Bottom is normally the output. That kind of makes sense. But how would I lock the recipe? Okay, new configuration. Let's have the output set over there. And then we have the input set over there. Then in here again, we set up. Am I going to have to be super smart with redstones to be able to lock things so it locks the item and then... Wait, does it need redstone powered? Does it need to be redstone powered? Let's grab just a block of that. And I'm just going to... I'll put it up top. Let's put it up top. Yes, okay. Let's try it again. It is activated now. So if I do this, will that lock it? Excuse me? So if I put this in there, that should show the item. Where do I place my hopper then? How does it spit it out? How do you spit it out, friend? Why does it fill in? What is this machine? Okay, so what if we still have the output, but we have the input up top, right? Up top, and I power it from the back. Okay, so if that is... Dude, do you know how this works? Can you explain it to me? Click to disable slot. I spotted this while editing the previous clips of me messing with this, and I saw a quick glance of something as my mouse went over it. Click to disable slot. So if I do that, and we remove you now, and I place the hopper at the back, and then I place that there. Will this still... It still takes it out. Okay, so that can't be done. There might still be a locking mechanism required, but if we do that, it will only take the prismarine, it won't fill in more, and then if we throw this in the back, that will only fill those slots. Okay, perfect. But now, next question. How do I lock it? How do we get things out of it? I should probably look at YouTube videos, but I wanted to figure this out myself first before we even get to it. I'm guessing it needs to be redstone powered, right? Oh! It needs a pulse. It needs a pulse to fire out the item. If it has a pulse, it can fire out the item one by one by one. Let's see. Place it back. Boom. Okay. 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 Progress. So we just need to quickly learn how to create a pulse. But that's not the thing. Can my brain remember how to create a pulse kind of thing? Because I haven't done that in quite some time. Let's use... How do I do this? If I power a block below it, that should do something there. So let's say that is the block we want to power. So we need... How do I do this? A repeater going into it. As items flow through this. Maybe we want this to be the thing that creates the pulse. So let's actually remove that. Grab some building blocks real quick. So what if items flow through that thing there? And that creates pulses. So we want to take a comparator output out of that. I'm guessing I'm gonna have to face you this way. And then we'll have a repeater going into that. Will that be the thing? No. Will that do it? Will that be the solution? So let's grab a bunch of this going in there. So that just... completely, that switches it on, but does nothing else. Should this be a repeater? No, it should not be a repeater. So some form of comparator output definitely makes sense, but it needs to pulse. So in order for it to pulse, do I just add another repeater on this side of things? Is that how it should be done? That technically will just strengthen it and switch it on, firing it once. So we got it to fire once. What if there was a delay? No, but it's not kind of detecting every single individual item. Does it need to be this way where the comparator sends information into itself? And then from there, we grab a repeater taking the information out of it. Is this I don't need that then. Is that how it needs to be? Let's give it a try. Wait, let's grab all of this in here. So we'll set up the recipe. And then we send it through. Does that need a repeater out of it now? That goes back into it. Oh, there we go. There we go. Okay. So, oh, it fills up and then it activates the recipe. And then this should be getting... I got it! So I'm guessing I don't need that. If I just do that, that should do it. That should be the simplest thing. I'm just wondering if this kind of clock will shut down at some point. There we go. Once it has the item, it shoots it out, and it goes in here. I got it! Figured it out by myself. I did not Google. I have problems. I want to do things by myself so much that I drive myself insane, especially with building. I rarely look at inspiration or ideas and stuff like that because I don't want to be a copy. I don't want to copy other people's work. And then it drives me insane like this. Are you the same? Or are you okay with looking at inspiration? I've been looking at the recipes we need to craft in this machine, and the first one that is super easy is just prismarine like that, and I've tested it to make sure that if I unlock all of that to make, what is it called? Prismarine bricks, that it won't accidentally make prismarine shards, and because the crafter does this, it has no issue. You will see it will fill from left to right, from top to bottom like that, which means it never gets that 2x2 recipe that we need for the prismarine. So that is perfect. The issue comes in though, let me just deactivate this. The issue comes in with dark prismarine because it needs black dye in the center. So if we go dark prismarine, you see that is the recipe. So the issue here is if the recipe runs out of black dye, it will fill that slot with the prismarine shard to automatically start making the bricks again. So that is going to be the first challenge. The second challenge, if we look at sea lanterns, it will be the same challenge, because sea lanterns are made up of 5 of the prismarine crystals and 4 of the shards, so this needs to be permalocked to be able to do it. But this crafter can't permalock, so you have to kind of maybe hopefully have stacks of items constantly being full. If this is stacks and not single items, none of them will go empty. So we need this farm to run at a speed that always has those stacks in it, otherwise it will break the thing. You see the challenges here with this machine. The other option then is to maybe add it on a timer. So the crafter only crafts every couple of seconds, which makes sure this stays full. But if your supply runs out, no matter those seconds, it'll still mess up the recipe and mess up the auto crafting. This machine is limited. It's cool for the basic items, but dark prismarine and sea lanterns might be tricky. I may need to speak to some redstone experts on the server to see what they think about these things. We don't have all the solutions yet for the different recipes, but I gotta figure out the lines we're gonna have to make, because we will have the loot coming from the farm into a hopper line that we have at the bottom. I will show you. So there by the tinted glass, the items come in from the killing chamber, and then they run through this hopper line. Oh, hello. This hopper line here, and then all of these hoppers will have their items locked, like the crystals will be locked there, the shards will be locked here. And that's all perfect and good for a line that is just sorting, but we want to auto-craft. So now we have to think about how do we move that line and split it up. But before we can do that, we need to know the items. So the first one is just normal prismarine. Okay, that's the first item we want to craft. Then we want to make prismarine bricks, all right, which is as simple as that one. It's just flat plain recipes. This one just has the filter in and that one has nothing. Then what we need to make is... what will be easiest? I think then the sea lanterns will be easier to make. So that is the third line we gotta do. And then a fourth line is for the dark prismarine. Now I'm writing it out like this so we can think about it, because this is gonna be a brain teaser to figure out. Because I need to decide in my filters, do I just have one shard filter, prismarine shard filter? Or do I have 2 of those hoppers filtering out shards? Because we can have a hopper line that filters for these dudes. And then we can have a second hopper line filtering for that, and a third one filtering for that. That means we need 3 lines for production. Or will we set it up in a way where we have 2 filters that lead to these ones, and then 1 to the sea lanterns, and 1 to the dark prismarine. But with the dark prismarine, we gotta think about another thing. We need to get black dye in here. So I have to figure out how do we get that variable in here. And the nice thing about the prismarine bricks and the prismarine is it only needs the prismarine shards. The issue with the sea lanterns, it will need both the prismarine shards and the crystals. So this one technically needs a second line. I will rename in a second, but it will need a second line because it will have to have the item. Why do I keep forgetting the name of things? So the crystals. This one will bring in the crystals, and the bottom line will bring in the prismarine shards, which makes the sea lanterns. And that's what we gotta figure out. This is the lines we got, and I think this will work. I think this will work mostly. Welcome back to the machine. It's been working.
Nice, nice.
Let me show you. Let me show you what's happened. I may have a problem because I had to bring in some chests.
Oh, jeez.
It's a problem. So I emptied it out so it can run again, but yeah, it's a problem.
It looks like a kind of nice problem, though.
So I'm going to go crazy, and I'm gonna build systems and machines. I'm gonna auto craft, and I'm gonna auto shulker and all that nonsense. Ooh, I need to build an overflow as well, so it doesn't, lag the server. But there's one little missing piece. And I wanted to find out if you want to fill that missing piece. I need to figure out how to make dark prismarine. So I need ink, and I was wondering if, with your technical knowledge, would you want to be partners and build an ink farm?
Ooh, dark prismarine, you say? I'm in. Yeah. Okay, so you need an ink farm.
That was easy.
Ink farm. I'll see what I. Bruh, I've always wanted to use dark prismarine. I've never had a farm that I could do that with, and here's my chance.
Oh right, then you gotta grab the opportunity.
Yes.
So just before we seal the deal, just between you and I might be making some enemies pretty soon. Would you could kind of avoid it, but there might be consequences. Would you be okay with that?
Well,
Though it's possible that nothing happens to you. You can just be like, I knew nothing. I didn't know.
Well, depends what we're up to. It could be interesting. Okay, well. Here's the plan. Let's make money, and then we'll see where that goes. What do you reckon?
Okay, that sounds like a deal. Let's punch on it.
Oh, jeez, that was awful. Okay, take two on that one. Let's go.
Let's punch on it.
3, 2, 1, go.
I think I figured it out. Now, don't be alarmed by all of this redstone. It's very simple. This first pod we built on camera today, I just copy-pasted that 4 times, and then I tweaked all of them. So this one will make prismarine bricks. No, this one will make prismarine. The second one will make prismarine bricks, so it just needs the shards to go in, and then it can craft it. But for sea lanterns, we need the shards to come in, and then we need crystals to go in as well. That will craft the sea lanterns. And then for dark prismarine, we need to bring black ink into the fold. So that is what that contraption will be. That will store black ink and sending them in here. And luckily, we now secured a business partner that can provide ink for us. Rex is going to be a good business partner. He knows a lot about redstone stuff, so at least knows how to figure things out. That's pretty cool. Next thing we gotta do is take this contraption inside, but we'll have to update our water stream down here our auto-sorting system so that it runs with that. But this system also has a redstone, so I gotta kind of count the height of it and then adjust this thing to fit the outside thing. So let's check the height. It is basically 1, 2, 3, 4 high. The water stream comes in on that, so 4 high. If my calculations are correct, this should be the entire machine. Up there you can see I installed, that will be the water stream by the glass that runs through the place. And then all of these little extensions at the back basically just locks a hopper. And then inside of the hopper I can decide, oh, it's the one up top. Oh, can I reach that one? I can decide that Prismarine should go through here, so from the farm into a water stream, this will only pick up the Prismarine, send it into this machine, and I can activate whatever recipe I want. This one will then also be locked on the Prismarine shards, because this side we make Prismarine, here we make Prismarine bricks, but on this side we have doubles, we'll have the crystals locked, and we'll have the Prismarine shards locked, making sea lanterns, and then finally that one is locked on Prismarine as well, and the ink will come in through there. And this should be the entire machine. I was going to install it and then show you, but I just wanted to show it here because it's a little bit more visible underground. It might have been a bit trickier. Now, there's one catch. This machine might be too fast for my farm, or my farm might be too slow to fill up quick enough, because these hoppers will fill up, but this thing at the front might craft too fast for the hoppers to fill up, which means that none of the other pods will ever receive their stock to make their items. That we'll only know once we installed, if that entire sentence even makes sense, if you follow what I just said. So, as you can see, I installed the machine, and I AFK'd for about an hour. It doesn't work. Well, it works, but there are a couple of flaws, and then there is a big fundamental flaw. So let's run through it. We make Prismarine, we make bricks, we make sea lanterns, we make dark Prismarine. First flaw, where does the fish go? Because a Guardian farm makes fish, so I just added a couple of chests at the back, and this is where the fish get stored. But eventually that will overflow. Ooh, even raw salmon? Oh, it's completely overflowing. Ooh, that is bad. But there you see, there's another flaw I didn't know about. But eventually when this fills up, there's another flaw. Where does the overflow go? So we need a little trash can. Well, luckily Puff had a simple solution.
I mean, the easiest option would just be like putting like some fire at the end here.
Oh? Oh, that's simple. Is it that simple?
Because
Okay.
anything that doesn't get picked up by the hopper, you don't really want, right?
Exactly. So
you would
campfire.
just destroy. That won't destroy items.
Oh, I need an actual. So I place a nether rack with fire on it.
Yeah, something like that, or lava would do the trick as well.
Oh, so just
or a cactus.
Ooh, a cactus. I forgot about those. Yeah, I can add that. So those were the minor flaws. Here's the fundamental flaw. My Guardian farm is too slow. What you will see is we are making a good amount of Prismarine. We are making a little bit less bricks. We are making even less sea lanterns. And then we are, though this was lower because I auto-crafted some of them by adding items in here. But you can see how it's messing up even there. And this is crafting way less than everything else. But yeah, that's the issue. It's front load heavy. Most things go in here and so much less reaches that side. So we'll have to change it, and I already have exactly the plan in mind for how I want to change this machine, but unfortunately we ran out of time for this episode, so we're gonna have to call it. But yeah, thank you so much for watching my madness, and join me next time when we figure out how to actually do this machine properly. Have you ever built something that you then completely destroy because it, in theory, should have worked, but in actuality doesn't work? I'm gonna go rest now.